Hello guys, King and Nito here. It's been a while since my last upload, I know, but the new year's been busy and I'm still having trouble putting matches together. But here is my second round battle against General Secura for his winter tournament. And I was hoping I'd run into this pass that he's been using all tournament, and I kind of planned for it just a little bit, so we'll see how things start out. Alright, and we'll wait for him now. Alright, here we go. And today we are at the Lagoon Coliseum, as is his favorite place to battle. Sorry, catch my breath. So he starts off with Mismagius, and I lead with my B drill. And I know his Mismagius is definitely a sweeper, so I'm just gonna go ahead and switch out and go into my special wall here, the Green Giant. And his Mismagius goes for Shadow Ball, which was not too bad, but I predicted him to his special attack. And this Meganium, like most, is max HP, max special defense. So, and I'm just gonna go ahead and start going with my plan, and that's just to toxic the crap out of most of his team, since he generally doesn't have a heal beller. But we'll see. He switches out into his Blissey, and that's a great start. I need that toxic very badly. And toxic hits. I get my leftovers, and he starts losing his health. Alright, and here I'm going to switch into my Electivire, and this is a very key part of my team, because predicting General Secura to use this pass is the fact that I made a mixed Electivire, and I'm not too worried about the toxic, since my Miltank has heal bell, so hopefully I can get this Blissey out of the way before I take too much damage from toxic. Alright, and so he's probably predicting a physical attack with my Electivire, since they're definitely known for their physical strength. So I'm gonna predict his switch, and I'm gonna go for Thunder and see what he switches into. And he brings out Mismagius, projecting a fighting type attack, which I'll be okay with. So I go for Thunder. Gets Mismagius down to about down 3/4, 2/3, I think it was. So I don't want to have Electivire lose too much health, so I'm going to switch back into Green Giant, so he can take most special attacks, and he also has Aromatherapy, which will get rid of the poison. And he goes for the Shadow Ball again, and I'm alright with that. It's not going to do too much. So, and I think, if I remember correctly, his Mismagius is usually choiced. So, since I'm guessing he knows that he can't do too much to me with that Shadow Ball, he's going to switch out, and I'm just going to go for the safe Aromatherapy. That way I can get a Electivire safe from toxic. And he goes out into Skarmory, and Skarmory is known for spikes and whirlwinding people in and out, and being just one huge defensive wall. So here I'm going to go into Nips, my mill tank. Just to kind of see if he's going to set up spikes or whatnot, because I know that no physical damage he does to the mill tank is going to be too severe. He decides to go for the spikes, and I'm alright with that. It won't bother me too much right now. And since, you know, most of his team is made for toxicking the crap out of people, Skarmory's one exception who can't be hurt by it since he's steel. So I'm just going to go ahead and start going for the seismic toss on his Skarmory just to get off a little bit of damage. Just to see what he's going to go with, predicting either another layer of spikes or a whirlwind. And he sets up his second layer of spikes, and that's alright with me. He gets a little bit of health back. It's alright, watch. Okay, so now I'm predicting him to set up his last layer of spikes, knowing that now that he knows Miltank's not going to do too much to him, I'm going to go back into my Electivire. So I switch back into Electivire and get my little bit of spikes damage, so I'm a little bit above half now. As I predicted, he sets up his last layer of spikes, which is good that I got Electivire in right before his last one, otherwise I would have started suffering more damage. So now he has the Skarmory out. Well, now that he knows, he's probably thinking that I'm a special attacker with Thunder. So I'm going to go ahead for Thunder Punch generally because it's super effective against Skarmory, and it'll still do well if he switches into Blissey. Well, he sends out Porygon 2. Oh, and he predicts the electric attack. Good call. So he gets a little bit of speed boost now. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the Brick Break, since it'll be super effective. Brick Break does just a little bit over half, which I'm not too glad about. I expected a little bit more. So Porygon 2 goes for Ice Beam. Just barely gets me down to like less than a quarter of my health. So I'm gonna switch out here. Or no. I'm just gonna I'm gonna leave Electivire in, since even if I switch in now, Electivire will be Death Fodder later on. So I'm just gonna bring down his Porygon 2 with one last Brick Break. Electivire is just gonna have enough to take one last Ice Beam. How's it going over there? So Electivire's out, and his Porygon 2 is down to, quarter or fifth of his health. So I'm going to take this opportunity to go with my Beedrill. And I'm going to set up my Toxic Spikes now, since I know he's either going to have to switch, predicting me to kill him, or he's going to, his Ice Beam's not going to do much. So he decides to stay in, and I go get out my Toxic Spikes. And he goes for the Recover, which, that's alright. So we're both gaining back our health slowly due to leftovers and Black Sludge. And I'm going to take this opportunity to set up the last Toxic Spikes I need. And we'll both have all of our spikes out. And now the battle will drag on. So now we both have our spikes up. He goes for a Thunderbolt, and that doesn't even get Beedrill down to half. So he's not going to do much. I'm just going to go ahead and roost with feed drill. Either he's not going to do much, or he's going to switch out. So I get all my health back. And he decides to go for Thunder Wave, which, like I said, doesn't bother me since I have two people that can remove status, Heal Bell and Aromatherapy. So I'm paralyzed now, and I'm just going to go ahead and go for X Scissors, see how much I can start dealing to Porygon 2. Not expecting a whole lot. I have no investment for attack on this V-Drill. It's completely speed and HP. And it does almost nothing. So now I have to switch into something that can cause him either to switch out or take out his Porygon 2. So now I'm going to switch into my Milk Tank, because he'll hold off better since Porygon 2, even though his special attacker, Milk Tank, doesn't have a weakness to his moves, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, like Meganium does. And the status effects don't really bother me. He goes for a Thunderbolt, and he gets Milk Tank to just below half. With the pair hacks, of course. Well, it's like a Thunder Wave and a Thunderbolt in the same turn, isn't it? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go for the Heal Bell here. Just to kind of get everyone back to, regular status conditions. Because once I know I get everyone healed, Milk Tank can start to outspeed them. So everyone's back to normal, and now I'm gonna Milk Drink with Milk Tank, get my health back. That way I can start taking out that Porygon 2. And this could be a very, very stalling wall kind of battle. So Milk Tank gets about half of his health back, and he's just gonna keep on attacking with Porygon. And now I'm ready to get my Toxic onto the Porygon 2. Or maybe he might decide to switch, who knows, we'll see. Alright, so he decides to keep in Porygon 2, and the Toxic is up on him now. And I don't know if he thinks that he can outlast Milk Tank, or I'm not sure, but he decides to keep attacking. And he decides to keep going after Milk Tank. My cute little nibs. Milk Tank is such a great Pokemon. Definitely one of my favorite of the second gen. Porygon 2 is a pretty decent wall too. Definitely both NU Pokemon have swung on tears. So he switches out his Porygon 2, and just to give me my free health back, and he switches into his Azumarill. And his Azumarill is poisoned now, and I'm back up to full health. And he starts losing his health now. And his Azumarill is normally banded with, Aqua Jet or Waterfall. And, Azumarill at full attack can still pack a punch with its huge power, so I'm just going to see what he's going to deal out at me, and I'm gonna go ahead